Hello, this is Shanker, and here I will tips in astrology. Tips in astrology. By tips in astrology, I mean that there are certain things which are when you see a horoscope, they would happen, and these are things which you should, be always note them, because by asking those questions you can understand the horoscope is right and what is the level, and how to go about doing predictions, and the time is right, etc., which you would come to know if these things are right. Now, me, Shankar, I had some time, so I had done a lot of research. I had written them down, and I share them with you. Um, my basic idea, I'm not a professional. It's a hobby. Astrology is a hobby. It's a research for me. Um, I doing it for a long time, and it's. So I want to share whatever I've learned with everybody, for it's for the use of everybody. That's the idea. You want to know about me? Go to my website, shankarstudy.com, and you can also WhatsApp message to me on 98187 33,000. With this 1 minute, 1.5 minute introduction, I start to tell you about tips which are very important, and I would put them as, put them as one, two, three, series, part one, part two, part three, and would be around about 10 to 12 minutes. When 12 minutes finish, I would end the video. So, Sun and Rahu are very deceptive. These persons are very deceptive people, and they only know what is there in for me. That is the basic idea of these people. Sun and Rahu together means what is there in for me. हमारा क्या मतलब है आपसे? The Surya and Rahu people, just be careful. They're very deceptive, and they always want to know what is there in for me. Number one. Number two, Jupiter, whenever it is in the second house, I've seen that the married life is not good. Contrary to people saying Jupiter in second house is good, I've seen Jupiter in second house does not lead to a good marriage. But it is not that it is not. I'm not saying that that will be adultery, extramarital things to that effect. The married life will not be very good. When I say married life is not generally very good for everybody, but when I say married life is not good, I give it below 50%. Saturn and Sun together, Shani or Surya, जब भी साथ होंगे, Saturn and Sun together, they spoil three planets in a horoscope. They spoil Mars, it spoils Venus, it spoils Rahu. Mars is the commander-in-chief. Venus is a very important planet for today. It governs finance, it governs food, it governs partnership, it governs medical, the field of medicines. It also governs to some extent, not business, and also the show and the glamour world. So a lot of things are covered by Venus. It also governs marriage. So it spoils Venus. It spoils Mars. Mars is the commander-in-chief. The Sun may be very strong. The king may be very strong. The king may have great ideas. The king may want to do a lot of things. But if it doesn't have a good commander-in-chief, it cannot do anything. So Mars is a very important planet. And Rahu is an extremely important planet because it's a karmic planet. And Rahu is more or less governed by Saturn. A strong Saturn will make Rahu give you very, very good results, very, very strong results. Rahu is the planet which makes you to think out of the box, and Rahu governs a lot of things, like it governs airwaves, it governs telecommunication, it governs electronics, it governs social media, and so on and so forth. So if these three planets, Mars, Venus, and Rahu, they get impacted, they become negative. Remember, for sure, when Saturn and Sun are together in an horoscope, these three planets get impacted. So when these three planets get impacted, the horoscope is of a person who is having a very tough life. But also, it is not that that these three planets get impacted. Saturn and Sun will have its impact throughout its life. Saturn and Sun has its impact till the age of 42. After the age of 42, things start becoming better, and these people start doing better in life. So whenever you have Saturn and Sun together, as a counselor, as an astrologer, I say, dheeraj rakho, be careful, don't be in a rush, relax, decide. The night is there, and after every dark night, the morning has to come. So till the age of 42, 45, there would be problems, there would be tensions, but if you're able to bear them, you're able to get over them, good days are seen after the age of 42, 45, and things you wanted to do, you would get them after the age of 42, max 45. Whenever Saturn and Sun are together, check the Vastu of your house. Most important thing which I tell you when Saturn and Sun are together is to be patient, and I repeat, be patient. Life starts after 45. Do not give up. Do not give up. Saturn in the 10th house. Black car will be lucky. Those who have Saturn in 10th house, buy a black car. It will lucky. It will be lucky. It will do good. Mars in the 6th house. Whenever Mars is there in the 6th house, do not lend money. Mars in 6th houses, do not lend money. If any person has Mars in 6th house, ask him, has he given money? अगर उसने पैसा उधार दिया है, money has been lent by him, he will not get it back. And it will be 100% true whenever money is given during the evening time, that is afternoon, then the evening. After, on the sunset, if the money is given, at that time, in the evening time, and you have Mars in the 6th house, money will never come back to you. The money you have given, it is doomed, it is finished, leave it. So Mars in 6th house has this impact. Venus in 6th, 3rd house. Venus in 3rd house makes a person perverted. Perversion, want of woman is so high that he may even compromise with anything, even with a maid servant. Venus in 3rd house is very bad for your, you can call it character, or the urge or the energy inside you is such that you need woman. It could be of any category. The sophistication which Venus represents is lost when Venus is in 3rd house. That is what I want to tell. Venus represents the good things, luxury, impact, beautiful woman. But here, when Venus in 3rd house, a person is so desperate that he could also go for a maid servant, as it happened in the case of an actor. That is an example. I don't know whether he had Venus in the 3rd house or not. Now, let me come to Ketu. Mars in 2nd house. Whenever a person has Mars in 2nd house, a person likes to have, there is a Hindi word known as ras. When you go to the small thelas, or when you go to the small places where the roadside tea, they give you ras. It's like a bread, and that bread is like coarse, and it is hard. It's porous, it's cold, it's hard. So it's like known as ras. It's like bread, but in a particular straight form, and people dip it, or even without dipping it, take it with tea. So Mars in 2nd house would be fond of taking ras with tea. Now ras is the Indian form. It could have different connotations in different places. It is not exactly bread, but it would be a rough thing which is crispy to eat, and and that is something which a person loves when Mars is in second house. Check it out. When a person has Mars in second house, ask him if he is in India, कि आपको चाय के साथ रस अच्छा लगता है. Rus with tea will be there when Mars is in second house. Ketu in Lagna. Ketu in Lagna, you will have only one child. It mostly I've seen it promises only one child. And this also happens in the case if you have more than one child, but one child is promised not only to yourself, that is first, but also to your brother-in-law, to your nephew, and to your cousin brother. By brother-in-law, I mean sister's husband, bhatija, that is nephew, I mean the brother's child, and by cousin brother means your mother's brother's child. That would be your cousin. So even these three people will get impacted when Ketu in your horoscope is in the first house, and they may have only very high probability of they having only one child. So that is important. People having Leo ascendant, they always think that they are the best. He may be a beggar, he may be a billionaire, but the mindset is, oh, we are the best. We know it all. We are great. We know we know it. We know everything. Mercury in Rahu. Mercury and Rahu conjunction. Not Mercury and Rahu, but Mercury and Rahu conjunction. Whenever Mercury and Rahu are together, what happens is you will see these people, they are intelligent, but the way they do things is that if you ask them a question, instead of replying to your question, they will ask you another question back to you. So that is what is a trait whenever you have Mercury and Rahu together in conjunction. So whenever a person has Mercury, Rahu in conjunction, ask him this, and this would be there. So these are small things which I have noted, which I have told you, and it's 12 minutes, not about 13 minutes. So I end this video, and you want to ask anything from me, please do. I mean, it's just that I do not have time. That is the problem. But I am willing to answer your queries. I get thousands of queries every day to answer them, but I do answer serious questions, serious queries. Go to my website, shankerstudy.com, and if you have a serious query, there is another site, another blog which I've made is askshanker.com. So click at www.askshanker.com, fill in the details. You can ask one question. It is only for those who have genuine serious problems, and it's like very, very important, and they need some kind of suggestion and counseling, which is important. So these are small tips in astrology which I give you, which would help you. And my whole concept of astrology is when you're born with a balance sheet. You are born with a balance sheet of debit or credit. Some people, are two-faced, double-edged people. Some are like snakes, some are good people, and it's the nature which makes that debit and credit comes in the form of your nature. Then that nature makes you to do what you do in life. Some people have the capacity of walking, falling, getting up again, again walking and reaching the goals and aspirations. So the karmic debt is good. The karmic account is good. You're positive. You are at a profit when you were born. So that is how we have to see astrology. But it is not only the chart by which you do astrology. Astrology is always done by looking at the chart, which gives you, what is there in it. But then you have to also look at various other things. And I give a lot of importance to transit, to the Varshpal, and to the Dasha Bhukti. Also references to various other things like nakshatra, D charts, etc. as and when. But I do not go into details because you have to understand the mindset of the person, what he is going through, which is the country where you're sitting, what is the way the society operates, the ethics of that particular place, and then you have to give your predictions, and that is known as Desh, which is the country. Kal is the time, the generation which you're going, which is there, and Patra means the person. What is the person? How much is what is the water the utensil can hold? You are an utensil, and you could be a small utensil, you could be a big utensil. A small utensil can only have water till a certain extent, and that is what is there for you. Some people have a bigger utensil, they have done good jobs, they can fill more water, they can rise more because they have done better deeds in their last life. Migration happens, nothing changes. Energy, everything is encrypted. In today's world, in computer, we are encrypting things, and that encryption goes on, and it is kept. Similarly, in the whole scheme of things, when we leave our body, the soul, call it Atma, call it anything, has everything encrypted there. There is a very important formula which is made, which even God will not change. Nothing can change that formula of the good, bad, and ugly deeds you do. That formula cannot be changed. So be careful on that. And that is how we should try to predict your future and also counsel you to at least, wade away with the problems, to walk slowly, to be patient, to be clear, to think a little more, and at the end of the day, the same thing can be done in a better way. So astrology and counseling go together. There is a lot of counseling because a lot of it is also not only what you bought come with, but your efforts. 40% is free will, the choices you choose, and they make things better or they make things uglier. So this is how astrology works, and of course I've deviated from the topic, but I've told you certain things which you try to apply, certain tips, and let me know about it. Thanks. Bye for now. With this, I'm signing out. Thank you very much.